Hello, hello. Am I audible? I hope I'm audible to one and all present here. Thank you for joining in. I hope you're having a lovely evening. I can see many of people attending the seminar session today. Yeah, I guess we'll wait for a few minutes. People are still joining in. I can see many people joining in. Hello, one and all present here. Thank you for joining in. We'll start the seminar in few minutes. I can see many people joining here. We are getting good response. People are still joining in. We'll wait for a few minutes and then we'll start the seminar. Yeah, Prithviraj, I can see your question. We'll start the seminar in few minutes. We can see many people are still trying to join in and are joining in. Okay, the count is quite increasing. I am quite audible to you, all right? Can you just give me thumbs up or yes in the chat section? Okay, thank you so much for your response. Many people are still joining in with us. I guess we'll have to wait for 2 to 3 minutes more. The count is increasing, guys. Just a few more minutes and we are good to go then. Okay. I'm audible. I guess I'm audible and hopefully I again welcome you all to the code clause session. I can see many people have joined in and I guess we are good to go and we are ready to start the session. So yeah, we are 15 minutes late, but yeah, people are still joining in. So I guess we should give that a benefit of doubt. So yeah, myself. Good. First of all, good evening to one and all present here. Thank you, CodeClause, for arranging such a good session. I hope you all will enjoy this wonderful preparation friendly seminar this evening. And yeah, I guess we'll start the seminar now. Yeah, I'll share my screen. I hope you all will enjoy the seminar. Just a second, I'll share the screen. I hope my screen is visible to one and all. Um, is the screen visible? Can you just tell me in the chat section? Yeah, I guess it's visible. Yeah. So yeah, uh, today's topic, as you all know, is placement preparation. Uh, we are here to gather and have some good discussion and a helpful discussion for all the friends joining in. I hope you are in. I consider you are in third year of engineering or fourth year of engineering or freshly passed out from engineering who is desperately seeking for jobs and who is looking for opportunity. So the seminar will help you all. We are targeting the engineering field in audience currently. Uh, this seminar is only for those who are in belong to engineering background. I'll give you that orientation of placements here about. I'll give you a brief introduction about myself. Myself, Ashlesha Jadhav. I'm currently working as a data engineer at Geo Reliance. I have completed my BE degree from Srimati Kashibai Navle College of Engineering. In my college days, I myself was a placement coordinator. So I hope I think I'll be able to provide you with good insights of placement procedures. I have also participated in multiple college events and I have multiple public speaking experiences. So yeah, I will also be able to guide you on the interview skills and the do's and don'ts, yes and no's, all the questions we shall answer today. I'll try my best to answer all your doubts. I'll also try my best to give you insights on placements which are currently going on in multiple companies. And I'll also give you the brief explanation about all the placement activities, how they are taken place in a particular college. Again, I'll just give you a hint that all the placement procedure, basic placement procedure for all the colleges is different. All the companies, how they approach to colleges is different. I'll share this insight on my research and my experience in this recent trend, and I'll also try to tell you about how the basic process takes place, how the phases, what are the requirements in building the resume, which is the whole and soul motive of our uh, basic part of our career. Then how are we trying to deal with placement phases, how should you deal with interviews, what are the do's and don'ts, what are the tricks, what are the small mistakes you all make while you are facing interview. uh, Secondly, what are the communication skills which you should focus on, what are the basic FAQs about placements, everyone has question, so we'll have some time for your questions and I'll try my best to answer those. I myself have taken out some time and removed all the questions which are faced by multiple students throughout the process, and I'll answer that questions also. So I think we'll move forward to first and basic step of the process, which is resume building. Resume building. So, as you know, resume is the first and foremost copy that you all that the interviewer have about you. That's the only piece of copy that he can judge you on, and he can tell your personality, tell your academic background, and tell all what are you from, or uh, what is your educational background. It is all told by resume. So yeah, it is a overview of your personal qualifications, we can say. So I guess first step of resume shortlisting. So very first step, where I'll tell you the scenario in story format. So there is a candidate. He fills up the resume. He makes it already good. He takes that resume to the college websites, to the teachers. He gives them the resume. The resumes travel to multiple companies. Multiple companies, according to their preferences and needs, shortlist the resume. The resume is then shortlisted. Your name is shortlisted actually. Then you're eligible for giving the aptitude exam, and then so on. So this is the journey of your resume so far. So basically, in order to play that first step, or play that actual game of placements, you'll actually need to have a first step done, which is resume shortlisting, where many people are failed, according to me. Many students, I guess, face this problem, which is their resume doesn't get shortlisted for an aptitude exam. So why doesn't it get shortlisted, or what are the basic criteria that you are missing in your resume? So according to me, I have shortlisted it into 8 categories. So what your resume should consist and should actually have, and can make an impact on the company. So first of all, you have to decide a professional and fixed layout. You can't change your layout, you can't change your informations repeatedly, which it will only cause you the confusion in whole process. So please decide a professional standard layout. Professional standard layout, I can tell you, I have this one template which you can see on the screen. Is This is one professional layout where you have your profile in the corner of the layout. You have your name, you have your designation, you have your info to one side, you have your areas of expertise to other side, you have your educational background, you have your certificates and projects which you have worked on so far, you have your character references. So basically, all this resume building comes under the process of your personality testing. Okay, so the person, what are you, or what is your educational background, or what is your basic information, is all told you by the resume. So you have to put whole and soul heart of your personality to your resume. uh, you have to put all the correct information, you have to put all the valid information. You can't manipulate marks, you can't manipulate the projects. You actually have to have uh, you actually have to have worked on that projects. As you should not do that fake certifications thing. You cannot So these are the don'ts which I right now listed. So what you can do is you can work on your projects, you can build the projects, you can add the projects which you have actually worked on. This will actually create a good impact in your interview. The resume is directly complemented to your interview, because in interview the first question they ask is from your resume. They have the, because see, interviewer don't know anything about you, right? So that the only way he can know about you is through your resume. He'll ask the first question, the very basic questions from resume itself. So I guess your resume should be true to yourself. You should know every hooks and nooks of your resume. um, that is multiple times people do is, people keep on adding extra languages, or maybe that to sound more smart maybe. But I guess the languages which you are actually friendly with, cpp, java, javascript, you should only add those languages which you are very comfortable with, because the interview will ask you from the very first, from the end, from the moment you enter the cabin. The interviewer has your resume in hand. He has already studied the resume, he has the questions ready for you. So you have to be ready for your resume, for all the cross questioning happening. So yeah, this is the basic point. Coming back to the slide of shortlisting, your name and contact information should be visible and valid. You should put your email id, which is which you keep checking on. Don't give any different email id. Second thing, write your objective, and what is your career objective. So which post you are designated for. So what is your short about yourself. So short brief introduction, brief description about job is must in all the resumes, I think. Then I think work experience plays an important role in resume. All the past internships you have done, all the past certifications should be mentioned in resume. All the education details, your 10 standard, your 10 standard, 10 standard, 12 standard, all if you have done a diploma, so diploma information, all should be correctly mentioned with appropriate dates. If there is a gap in between your education, the gap is actually visible. So don't try to hide it, because it will only cause malfunctions in your resume. So you should never hide the gap details. If there is a gap, there is a gap. You have to accept the fact and you have to move on, and try to focus on the positive side, that you have that experience, right? You have to convert your gap years into a good year. So if you have done any course, or if you have done any internship in that gap year, you should mention it, because it actually plays an important part, and it is actually impactful. Sixth step is, I guess, skills. All the skills, I myself, for example, in my resume, I have added all the anchoring, all the public events, or all the college events that I have done, all the coordination activities which I have performed. So it actually gives the skill actually plays a good part in your selection process, because they understand that you are a good leader from your college days itself. So henceforth you can also lead a team well in your corporate job. So yeah, the skills plays important role. Skills or hobbies, both come under same category. You have to, if you want to add the hobbies which you are very confident of, then only add, otherwise the skills are fine. Seventh step is projects and certification. Since you have started your BE, there are multiple projects which you have worked on. There are multiple certifications which you have worked on. So I guess you should add those, and try to, that with that point it will actually create a good impact on your whole process. Second, I myself like this section, because it is an additional section where you can, as I said, you can add your hobbies, the language you are friendly with, the work experiences, the professional experiences can be added in additional sections. So yeah, as you can see here, the template has different sections, and the sections has title. So you can make, there are multiple websites where you can make your online templates, and all the information can be provided to that template, and the very good resume can be generated from those websites. So yeah, you can check out those websites. Moving forward, I'll jump into the preparation phase. So many of you would be familiar with the preparation phase. The phases is actually divided, and it's actually basic, which is divided into three parts. So first part is aptitude. Second part is our technical interview or the technical round, as many people know, or the HR interview. So main after your resume is selected from the companies according to their needs, according to their criterias. There are multiple criterias. For example, your 10th mark should be above 70%, your 12th mark should be above 60%, there should not be an active backlog. So all these criterias, if you par all the hurdles and jump in, so your resume is then shortlisted, and then you're directly jumped into the preparation phase. So after your resume is selected, the college is notified of that. A list is generated, which all the WhatsApp groups are forwarded. All the coordinators, placement coordinators, plays here an important role. They circulate you all the resume informations, whose resumes are shortlisted, whose is not. Then the actual preparation phase starts. The preparation phase, first part is aptitude test. Aptitude test is your general ability to answer the questions. Okay. Technical interview is basically technical round where you have to be familiar with all the coding, all the programming, all the basic programming languages which you have studied so far. You have to be clear of all the concepts. So that is basically technical round. And third is HR round. HR round is all about your personality. So your personality is showcased in your HR round. Are you a good fit for the company? It's showcased there. So yeah, this is a brief description about the three phases. So let's jump to the first phase, which is our online test, which is also known as aptitude test. For due to COVID and in past few years, the online test have become a good part of preparation phases. Like you are given a aptitude test first, where you have multiple MCQs. You have to solve the MCQs. The MCQs are based on numerical reasoning, verbal reasoning, logical reasoning, and situational judgments. So these are the criterias of the MCQ. First of all, every company have their own platforms to start with, like MCAT, CoCubes, Metal, etc. So these are the browsers that company provides you, and you have to go on those browser. You have to enter your information. You have to enter your ID proofs and all, and you are good to go for the exam. The online assessment consists of two parts. Again, in aptitude, you have two parts. The first part is aptitude, where all the reasoning and verbal skills are judged, and second part is coding. So in coding, you are giving two pieces of codes. First code, the problem statement two problem statements are given. So you have to par all the test cases, and you have to solve all the codes. Yeah, so this is overall online test. So next, in aptitude content, if you talk about aptitude content, there is aptitude, quantitative aptitude, there is logical reasoning, there's verbal reasoning, there's data interpretation, there are game based aptitudes, there are visual reasoning, and also grammar questions. So here it's a full package of your mental ability test, and your verbal skills are tested in this whole scenario. In quantitative aptitude and logical reasoning, all the logical and quad questions are there. So what the series of number or data interpretation is, the statements are given, and what do you feel about those statements, you have to interpret that. The game based aptitude, as in the puzzles are given, you have to solve the puzzle and find the answer. Visual reasoning comes under the category of pie charts and bar graphs, where you have to study all the pie charts and bar graphs and answer the questions. And the grammar questions are basically all the first to 10 standard grammar which you have learned, which includes all the grammatical phrases, all the synonyms, antonyms, then phrases, grammatical prepositions, grammatical correction of sentences. This all comes under MCQ part, and which is a part of aptitude content. Further, I'll provide you with some useful aptitude sources which I myself find very useful. There's a channel. So yeah, YouTube is the number one source of uh, every problem, you can say, these days. So yeah, Apna College, there's a channel called Apna College. The content for the apti is very good on that. Second is IndiaBix. The content and the MCQ practices are very, very worth it. And actually, the questions are repeated from these websites, I can tell you. From Geeks for Geeks, you can do concepts and question solvings. You can brush up on your technical concepts, all the programming statements, all the basic programming terminologies which you guys know. So you can do all the concepts from that website. San Foundry is a good website where all the MCQs are found actually in online, now. uh, if you want to go from ahead of this and you have to do an in-depth study of apti, if you're willing to do that, if you have enough time, I'll suggest you a book known as RS Agarwal. It is generally used for competitive exams, but the RS Agarwal book comes in three books actually: quantitative approach for verbal and non-verbal reasoning, and logical reasoning. So yeah, Agarwal is a book where if you want to do in-depth study, so I'll recommend you that book. Moving further, there is an after apti round. Apti round is around 30 to 40 minutes, you can say. There's a coding round. So coding round basically goes from 60 minutes to codes. Okay, so there are basically programming MCQs for programming MCQs where you will be giving pseudo codes, and the conceptual understanding of your coding rounds will be of your coding skills will be tested. And the second part is hands-on coding. So where you are given a problem statement. You have to the problem statement actually gives you the overall scenario. You have to maintain the inputs and outputs that are given. So you have to maintain that code, and you have to build the logic around that situation, and you have to answer the code. So this is basically what is coding round is. I will suggest you, most of the companies still work on CPP Java. So you go with that for coding round. As the success rate is good, answer you can find easily, and it's conceptually easy also. I find that easy. So yeah, CCPP and Java are the good option, according to me. Further, I'll give you some points to remember. So this slide, so see, after every segment, there is a slide which gives you tricks or points to remember. Those are my experiences, personal experiences, and all the experiences that I have gathered from my friends and their experiences. So yeah, I don't think so. This will be told to you by any other person. So yeah, this session will be helpful for you in that manner. So yeah, as I told you, there are two codes, right? Two codes have multiple test cases. Okay, so for example, first code have around 22 test cases. It depends on the company, and it also depends on the uh, problem statements genre. Okay, so you have to check for test cases. Many students fail to check for the test cases. There is a small box, hidden box actually, you can say. You have to check whether, okay, your code is run, there is no error, there is no compilation error, but the thing is your test cases are not getting run. So what are the test cases? It actually is the requirement of the code. So what parameters your code should fulfill, these are the test cases. Okay, so I'll show you an example. For example, I have this Accenture's one question. Okay, so this is the question. Can you see the length of the question? If you can see my pointer, see, it starts from here until here. It's around two to three paragraphs ka question. The person, you have 30 minutes for one question, and you have to understand the question. So rather than reading whole question, you can, no doubt, you can read whole question you can just glance the question to take the important points. But the important thing you have to focus on is check on the inputs and outputs of the code. Okay, so go scroll down the question and check for the inputs and what is the output required from you. There is also an example and explanation provided to you for every code. So check for the inputs and outputs. According to that, you have to build your code. Okay, So further, they have a predefined, some companies provide you with predefined templates, and some companies provide you with a blank answer column. Okay, so where you have given a predefined functions or keywords, I tell you, don't change that keywords, because if you change that keywords, if you have found some code online, and that matches your every situation given in the code, and you try to copy paste it by deleting whole existing code, right? So don't do that, because it creates a confusion for the compiler. It gets compiled, but the test cases are not getting run in the background. Okay, so I will say, don't change the function, don't change the keywords, and check for all the test cases if they have if your code which you have provided is solving all the test cases or not. And again, I'll tell you, try to solve in CPP or Java. It will be both simple and helpful for you also. uh, Moving forward, so after, I'll go back to the slide. I'll show you the slide. Okay, so here is the thing. So you can see the cursor, I guess. So this is a preparation phase. So after you crack the aptitude, there is an shortlisting of students. Okay, so aptitude, they have test your mental ability to answer the questions, right? Now the company also needs the person to be verbally strong, or your communication skill should be good. So how will they test the this parameters are through group discussion and communication round. So after aptitude, there is one more shortlisting happening. The aptitude crack people are shortlisted, and they're ahead. Again, same, like you get a PDF. Your name is in the list, and the list actually is for the shortlisted candidates of group discussions. So this is the slide: group discussion and communication round. So since 2 years, the this communication round is highly popular among the companies. So group discussion and communication round, I'll either there's no company which tells you to have both group discussion and communication round. No, their policy is defined. Some companies don't even take group discussion and communication round. They judge your verbal skills in interview itself. But yeah, there are some companies which wants you to give participate in group discussions and communication round. So both the things are very different. First of all, many people get confused in this. Group discussion basically is grouped into 10, so all the shortlisted 150 all the candidates are divided into batches of 10. Okay, so the 10 batches ka slot you have, it's either online or it's offline. For me, I did a group discussion in Geo, so it was offline. I'll give you that experience also. So it's mostly a group of 10 people. You sit in, you have a G Meet, or you have a Google Meet, or you have a panel of 10 people, where the interviewer is gives you uh, the topic which is related to current, and it is actually dynamic topic, which actually tells you, and which actually tests you for all the current, for your opinion making skills actually. Yeah, the topic is given. All the group discussion activity has a time constraint, so yeah, you have to be very quick in this round. 1 minute is give so the timer starts, and 1 minute is given to memorize all the points, like uh, what you have to articulate all the points in your brain itself. And you suppose the topic is which I faced was constitution. Okay, so is reservation in constitution good or bad? Okay, so this was my topic. So we were given 1 minute to articulate all my defenses or pros, or for and against of the statement. Okay, so 5 to 6 minute is the max the GD round goes. ठीक है, इससे आगे पीछे नहीं होता है. This is the max 5 minutes का timer they put. एंड 5 मिनट में आपको जितना बोलना है उतना बोल सकते हैं. Here, I'll give you a tip. Okay, so in group discussion, when they say कि this 1 minute is for preparation, and then you have to start by your own. Okay, there is no one saying कि now you could start. No, if you have articulated all the points, go ahead, ask the interviewer for permission first कि sir, may I start the group discussion, and be the first to start the group discussion, because it creates a very good impact. It shows your confidence, it shows your initiative skills, and it also shows your leadership skills. So yeah, I'll suggest you to start any group discussion first. And there is a conclusion part where you have to conclude whole group discussion. Okay, so you have to articulate all the pros and cons that all the panel all the members in your group talked about, and you have to give a summarized point of view of that topic in conclusion. Okay, so we are clear with it ahead. What they're checking in group discussion is they're checking your confidence, ki how confident are you about your opinion making skills. They're checking your initiative skills, how you're taking an initiative and participating in a group activity, right? What are your leadership skills? For example, if you're cutting other person, or you're just proving your point, or you're getting aggressive, or your nature is changing while in debate, because see, people are there, so you will face debates, right? So these all opinion making skills are tested actually. So basic manners, so this is the biggest part in any group discussion, which is basic manners. If you're not letting other person to finish before you start the GD, so, before you put your point, so it's a very bad manners of you. So their basic manners are tested in group discussion. The interviewer is observing all your skills. I'll talk about body languages and communication skills in further slide. So yeah, this is all about group discussion. Do anyone have any questions, or any queries related to group discussion, or any past slide? I'll check for the comment section. If anyone have any doubts in GD or APT, you can ask me right now. The chat box is open for you guys. If anything you want to ask, you can go ahead and ask. Okay, I think there's no questions, so we'll continue. So after GD discussion, there is an optional. So see, as I told you, company, it depends on the company whether to take it or not. So for Geo, there was a group discussion. For nowadays, Accenture, TCS, like these companies are taking communication rounds. Like they need your communication to be good, to your verbal skills should be good. So communication rounds basic motive is to check your speaking skills. Look at the fifth point. The basic point is to check your speaking skills, your presence of mind, your understanding and pronunciation of words. Okay, so the communication round is whole about pronunciation and speaking skills. So it is a speaking test, which is but obvious. It actually goes from 20 to 25 minutes. So this is a non elimination round. Okay, mind it कि it's a non elimination round. So ऐसे कुछ नहीं होगा कि आप इस round के बाद बाहर चले जाओगे या फिर you will get disqualified, nothing like that. But yes, the benefit of this round is this marks will consider for your HR rounds. Okay, so if you perform poorly in this round, your it will directly get reflected into your HR rounds. Okay, again, what the actual मतलब communication round में होता क्या है? So there are 6 points total. So first is reading. So they'll give you a sentence. They'll speak the sentence. The computer will speak to you the sentence. They'll dictate you the sentence, and you have to read it. So it's like a recording process going on. They'll check this recording afterwards. Okay, so there is a reading test which consists of 8 questions. There is a repeating test where they'll give you a sentence, and you have to repeat that sentence. Third is questions. So they'll ask you, so whether did you drink water or not today. So you have to answer, yes, I did drink water. So this type of questions are there. The next point is sentence building. In sentence building, they'll give you jumbled piece of sentences. You have to arrange it properly, and you have to make a meaningful sentence out of it, right? So these questions come around 10. 10 sentence building questions are there. Further, this is new and interesting part, which is story retelling. Okay, so the software tells you the story. You have to be very quick, and you have to jot down the basic and the outline of the story. Okay, so name of the characters, then what are they doing, what are the characters gathered for, so what is the motive of the story, what is the summary of the story. You have to jot it down. The story they will repeat for 2 times, and the third time you have to tell that whole story again. So ऐसे आपके पास दो stories आएंगे. And next is open ended questions. So open ended question consists of like kind of like your HR round. So what is your opinion about stuff like the is girl education good or bad, or should India be one caste country. So they just want to know what is your opinion about these kind of sensitive issues, or what are the opinions that you keep about these topics, or how was your day, what were your holidays like. So these are the questions which come in open ended question. It's very easy. If just that you have to maintain your flow what you are speaking, and you have to be confident about it. So yeah, that's about it. Anyone do you have any doubts in communication round? I'll solve it right now. You can just ping me up in chat box. Okay, we have a question from Piyush. It is mandatory to start or make the conclusion of GD to make an impression on GD taker. Oh, you mean interviewer, right? So yeah, Piyush. Basically, many a times this happens is interview themselves ask you to conclude the GD round. The person who is speaking very good from start, I guess. Sorry. Am I changing the slides? Yeah. So GD round we are talking about. So Piyush's question is it compulsory to make conclusion or have a summarized statement at the end of the GD? So according to me, yes, it is compulsory, because many a times this happens is the interviewer themselves asks you to conclude the round. So that time again, the initiative skills you have to show and be the one to conclude the GD session. This will only happen if you're focusing on everyone's point of view. Yeah, and yeah, I think it is good point, and you will surely get brownie points about it if you conclude the GD round. Yeah. So next question is two stories or two times repeat the stories. Yeah, so Rizwan, actually in communication round, it's like a recording session, right? So the software itself tell you the story two times. They repeat the story for the two times. You have to listen it carefully, and you have to listen the story carefully, and you have to retell the story. So yeah, computer the software itself tell you the story for two times. You don't have to repeat the story for two times. Okay, I hope I answered your question. If communication round gets bad, will it affect the selection process? No, Akash. As I told you, communication round is a non-elimination process, so it will just be considered for your assessment in HR rounds. But no one will eliminate you, or no one will be removing you if your communication round goes bad. Yeah. Yeah, one thing for communication round, I'll tell you, you need very pin drop silence background. Okay, so it's very mandatory. The software doesn't go further if your background is not very silent. You need pin drop silence. Like not even your breathing activity should be captured in your in the mic, because then the software doesn't work. So I prefer you give the test whenever you are facing communication round. You will face this problem. I'm warning you prior only. That's my job, I guess. This session is all about it. So you have to have a very pin dropped complete silent room. Okay, for communication round. Yeah. Okay. In GD, how much time is given to prepare for a topic before the session? Okay, in GD round, as I mentioned, the fourth point, it is 1 minute is given to memorize the points. As in the you have to, matlab, मोस्टली ऐसे होगा कि फॉर मी एक्चुअली आई टेल यू माय ओन एक्सपीरियंस इन जियो दे एक्चुअली उन्होंने 5 मिनट का टाइमर लगाया था ओके उनके फोन पे 5 मिनट में से 1 मिनट के टाइमर में ही वॉज लाइक आई एम स्टार्टिंग द टाइमर आपको 1 मिनट मिलता है आपको 1 मिनट में यू हैव टू आर्टिकुलेट ऑल द पॉइंट्स विच आर गोना स्पीक अबाउट दिस टॉपिक एंड 1 मिनट के बाद आई विल नॉट से कि आपको शुरू करना है आपको जब शुरू करना है तब शुरू करो ओके so this was whole scenario for me in while I was giving the interview for Geo so that time what happened was he started the timer and he didn't even told us कि अरे आपको start करना है so I myself I so good point was I listened to his instructions prior so after 1 minute I articulated all the points which I have to speak so you have to think fast okay that time the GD is all about thinking fast and making your opinions in a right body in right body language and body format you can't get aggressive you can't change the language it's very much necessary to speak in constant English yeah it was necessary for me at least in that time and yeah 1 minute is given I hope I have answered your question uh, uh, is it no this question your range will be cut ma'am am I not audible guys my network is good right please someone tell me in chat section someone is telling me your network is not right am I visible and audible completely someone please respond to me in chat section so that I can continue okay sure yeah okay thank you Akash thank you yeah uh ahead the basic and the main topic of the evening is the interview okay so for the interview process I'll in further few slides I'll give you templates of the answer like what your answer should be what your body language should be while giving the interview or while facing the interview what are the parameters of judgment of the interviewer is like, at what point of view they're actually judging you I'll tell you or I'll try to cover these points okay so, first of all, yeah, there is so much content on on the screen, but don't panic. It's not boring at all. I'll try to tell you in very joyful and funny way, with my own personal experiences and my own friends' experiences. So, yeah. Uh, See, first of all, you have to understand that is interviews taken if you are a good choice for the company or if you are a good fit for the company or not right so they are just checking that first of all you don't have to panic कि अरे ये मेरा इंटरव्यू ले रहा है इसके सामने मैं क्या बोलूं नो सी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपको आपको आगे जाके पता चलेगा आप जब इंटरव्यू को फेस कर रहे हो आपको बहुत बार ये दिखेगा कि दे आर वेरी यंग ओके सो दीज पीपल are almost of our age only okay so they are like newly hired recruits which have only 2 to 3 years experience 4 to 5 year experience so first of all the first don't is do not panic in an interview साधा इंटरव्यू आहे तो त्याला पॅनिक व्हायची काही गरज नाहीये इट्स व्हेरी नॉर्मल अँड इझी प्रोसेस फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल Annie, next question. If they're asking you yes and no question, the main part is you cannot say, you shouldn't say actually no directly to the question. Okay. So, for example, they're asking you, are you ready for reallocation? Okay. Reallocation means, are you okay to work in different city than your own? Okay. So you cannot say no sir directly no it's a very bad manner and it creates a very bad impression of you because see it's a basic human tendency you can't give a human direct no to their face as soon as they ask you a question no you have to play smartly here okay so you can say is sir currently I'm not very comfortable with reallocation maybe in future times I will be but presently I'm happy to work in this environment itself so see here you're not saying directly no to the face of the interviewer but you're also saying you're also proving your point to say ki no baba I'm not ready for relocation right now especially for the girls most of the girls are not very friendly or not very okay with reallocation so that time you can just give us this answer which I told you right now and please do not say direct no to the question okay सेकंड इज डोंट हैव अ कैजुअल एटीट्यूड फॉर एन इंटरव्यूअर. ओके, मतलब इतना भी चिल नहीं रहना है, इतना भी रिलैक्स नहीं रहना है कि अरे मैं देख लूंगा, मैं कर लूंगा, आई विल गिव ऑल द आंसर्स व्हिच आई फील आई शुड गिव. नो, you shouldn't have this attitude also. You have to be in a proper decorum of the interview. You have to be in proper mindset of an interview. Okay, because it shows your positive attitude also, and it shows your disciplined attitude towards the company also. They're checking your that side of the personality too, right? So you cannot have casual attitude, you cannot sit very relaxed, you have to show your face completely. Okay, so right now, for example, like my seating arrangement, you can see 30% of my body, right? You can see my hands, you can see my shoulders, you can see my face, you can see all the expressions that I'm having a good lighting, right? I'm looking good, right? So yeah, you have to make interviewer good. uh, कि हाँ बाबा मैं कुछ अच्छा देख रहा हूँ या मैं कुछ अच्छा सुन रहा हूँ. सो यू हैव टू प्रोवोक दैट साइड ऑफ द इंटरव्यू. उनको बोर नहीं लगना चाहिए आपसे बात करके. यू हैव टू हैव दैट चार्म इन योर पर्सनैलिटी, ओके, while giving an interview, which actually considers a good point. Later on you will realize that, yeah. So don't take too much time to think about the answer. अच्छा, मतलब I can understand कि आपको bouncer questions आते हैं which you're not prepared for. For example, my friend, he himself had a question encountered like this. So he was asked कि what different thing did you faced in college, or what are the three different things you learned from your college apart from studies. So he wasn't prepared for this answer. So yeah, he actually tackled this situation very I guess good, I can say. So he answered in following way. The question was, what are the three things you learned from the college, that yeah, learned from your college. So his answer was, he learned time management. As you know, engineers लास्ट मोमेंट पे आके सबमिशंस करना है, लास्ट दिन पे आके एग्जाम्स देनी है. This is our approach throughout the year. So while interview preparation, there you will also face this time is, you will collaborate, you will get overlapped with your college exams, you will get overlapped with your interview sessions, you will get overlapped with your placement preparations, the college fest. So everything can be accumulated at the same time. So this can be your explanation. The first answer was time management. The second answer was good friends. The friends who are not actually jealous of your uh, growth. He said growth, and who are actually happy in your success. So yeah, good friends. And third thing was patience. So many a times, I'm sure many of the people can feel my this next point is patience, because आपके बहुत सारे फ्रेंड्स के प्लेसमेंट्स हो चुके होंगे, राइट? एंड यू आर स्टिल फीलिंग स्टक, और यू आर स्टिल फीलिंग लॉस्ट. ऐसे होता है. So this is the key that your college teaches you, which is patience. So yeah, these were the three factors he told in this answer. So don't take too much time to think about in an answer. नहीं आ रहा है तो you can ask. ठीक है, मतलब आपको एक क्वेश्चन बहुत ही बाउंसर लगा कि no, I can't even answer, I can't even think about this question right now. So what you can do is ask the interviewer, sir or ma'am, can I have 1 minute of time to think about this answer, because I'm not very sure about this answer. So you can ask for their permission and then think. Just don't keep on thinking about the answer. Then they will also get confused if you're stuck, or if you're not ready to give the answer. So make sure you take the permission before you keep on thinking about the answer. So yeah, don't read and give the answer. So most of the time what happens is, in pandemic also and nowadays also, I can see many of the interviews are happening online. Okay, so people are giving the interviews from their home itself. Okay, so many of times what they do is they make templates and the ready made answers, and they stick to all the computer areas and here and there near their desk, and they just, if the interviewer asks the question, they just read the answer. So you can see, for example, if you guys are seeing me right now, right? And if I go like this and I start talking there, so it will make a very bad impression of me, right? So if I'm talking to you, I have to face towards camera, or if I have to face regarding this area, right? So you will also get uh, validated that हाँ she is talking to us or she is validating us. तो इंटरव्यूअर को भी ये लगना चाहिए कि आप उनसे बात कर रहे हैं, ना कि आप पढ़ के बता रहे हो आंसर्स. ओके, सो या दिस इज द पॉइंट, यू शुडंट रीड एंड गिव द आंसर्स. Second is looking up. Oh my god, basic this is the basic thing everyone does. That is, they just look up like this. They are like up, they are thinking about the answer. While they are thinking, they just suddenly look up and start thinking. So इंटरव्यू को लगता है कि अरे बाप रे क्या चल रहा है इधर, मतलब मैं आगे बैठा हूँ, ये ऊपर देख के किससे बात कर रहा है. So this shouldn't be the case. You should actually look into the camera. I'll give you a trick for this. Okay, so आपको लग रहा होगा कहाँ देखना है बात करते हुए. So your eyesight is to the camera, right? तो कैमरा के साइड में हमारी लाइट रहती है. Try to focus on that light. It's a tip for you guys. ट्राई टू फोकस ऑन दैट लाइट. मतलब आपको इंटरव्यूअर का चेहरा भी नहीं दिखेगा, आप नर्वस भी नहीं होगे, एंड यू विल ऑल्सो गेट अ कॉन्फिडेंस कि हमें कोई देख नहीं रहा है, आई एम जस्ट फोकसिंग ऑन द लाइट एंड गिविंग द आंसर और गिविंग द इंटरव्यू. ओके, so yeah, this is one thing. And second, oh my, this is really a valid point. Don't copy paste your internet answer. Like, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, matlab, are you okay with higher package, are you tell me about yourself. ये दो तीन क्वेश्चन है जो बार बार आपको पूछेंगे. यू कैन नॉट जस्ट कॉपी पेस्ट दोज क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम इंटरनेट एंड लर्न एंड गिव द आंसर. नो, क्योंकि देखो आपके जैसे बहुत लोग भी यही करते हैं, बहुत बच्चे यही करते हैं. सो यू हैव टू बी डिफरेंट. व्हाट द aim of this session is, how can you stand out in whole process? So this is the way you can stand out in whole processes. Don't copy paste internet answers. Try to give your own answers. Okay, read the internet answers. Okay, get an idea what the question is about, but try to frame your own answer or try to put your own points into the answer. Okay, सो या बहुत सारे नेगेटिव बातें हो गई, क्या नहीं करना है, बट एक्चुअली क्या करना है इंटरव्यू के लिए. सो दैट्स द मेन पॉइंट. सो as I told you, positivity in your nature, in your body language is very important. So always start your answer on, always start or greet the interviewer, which will tell you you are a positive person. Also, there are many questions which are like, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. तो जाके पहले वीकनेसेस नहीं बता देने. यू हैव टू टेल योर स्ट्रेंथ्स. स्टार्ट योर आंसर्स ऑन पॉजिटिव नोट. इट विल क्रिएट अ पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट ऑन द इंटरव्यूअर ऑल्सो कि हाँ बाबा बंदा पॉजिटिव है, राइट. Second thing, please dress up in formals. It will also give you a uptight look. And second, it will also create a boost, a confidence. Like if you are dressed good, you have a good confidence level. It said that. So yeah, try to dress in formals. The formal shirts for boys and formal shirt pants or pencil skirts for girls. You girls can also have a kurti option, but it's more preferable if they use proper shirt pant attire. Yeah. And yeah, third thing is try to answer as much as possible. Don't simply give up on the question. So basically most of the time they cross question you with the questions. Like for example, if I can think of any question is, uh, how will you lead team conflicts, if this is the question. And you cannot, आ जाता है ब्रेन फॉग, आ जाता है, आपको थिंक नहीं होता है क्या बताना है उस टाइम पे. आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, बट द पॉइंट इज यू हैव टू ट्राई टू आंसर इट. कुछ ना कुछ तो बोल के आना है. यू कैन नॉट स्किप द क्वेश्चन. आप अगर इमेजिन हाउ इट फील्स इफ आई टेल यू कि this is your question and you say no, I don't know the answer. So it creates a very bad impact of you towards the interviewer. So कुछ ना कुछ तो बोल के आना है, and कुछ ना कुछ should be actually logical and valid. Please ऐसे लॉजिकल एंड वैलिड बोल के आओ. ट्राई टू आंसर द क्वेश्चन. मतलब इंटरव्यूअर को भी एक पॉइंट के बाद इतना अंदाज हो जाता है कि बंदा एक्चुअली ट्राई कर रहा है. So yeah, you have to give him that sense also. Even if you are not very comfortable answering the question, you are at least trying to answer. So this quality is shown from this skill. Second is have a good interview setup. So आपको पता है लाइटिंग अच्छी होनी चाहिए, आई लेंथ में कैमरा होना चाहिए, आपका सिर्फ सर दिख रहा है, आपका सिर्फ मतलब लोअर बॉडी दिख रहा है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. सो हैव अ गुड लाइटिंग, हैव अ गुड सेटअप. This is the main and the very essential part. Sit straight in an interview. Your shoulders should be straight. See, the body language should be very uptight. Your shoulders should be straight. You should be directly focusing towards the camera. You should actually having a eye contact if you're giving a physical interview. Having a actual eye contact with the interviewer plays a very important role. Don't fidget, don't have anything in your hand, don't start rocking your leg, don't do this stuff, because it just shows ki how impatient you are or how not stable with your personality you are. Okay. Third thing is use good quality of headphones. If you're giving online interview, most of the people, they don't even use headphones, because see, then the your voice is not actually given correct balance and correct impact to the interviewer. Third thing is, when you're sitting for interview or whenever you're going for interview, go prepared. Have your documents with you, have your ID proofs with you. It's a good thing. You can't just get up and run for the in documents and proofs in between the interview. So it also creates a very bad impact. So prior, have the all documents ready with you. Be certain about your answer and be assertive. So what does that mean is, be कॉन्फिडेंट. सो आई एम वेरी, सी आपको मुझ पे थोड़ा सा अभी कॉन्फिडेंस लग रहा होगा कि हाँ, शी इज टेलिंग समथिंग important just because I'm very certain of the content what I'm presenting, right? So you have to be very certain about your answers. You have to be very assertive in the sense you have to be positive. You can't be so, no sir, I can't do this, I can't do that. No, I will try sir. This will be the assertive form of giving answer to the question. So try to be more positive, have more positive approaches towards your answer. It will actually create a very big difference. And third is do background check of the company. This is the part where most of the people lack. They don't check whether the company is product based, they don't check whether the company is service based, they don't check, oh, what is the company's motto. These are the factors you can very well cleverly use in your interview preparations. Okay. Very well cleverly use in interview preparations. Like, for example, if they ask you, ki, what is your motto, what is your motto, so you can just pick up few lines from company's motto and just tell them. So they will actually get impressed ki, oh my god, so this person has done the background check. So you can learn about company's revenue generation, learn about company's data, just quick survey about company, few points here and there, and you can try to include those in your interview. It will actually create a very good impact. So any doubts still here? Any doubts? You can just ping me up in chat box. Okay, so audio is clear but not the video. Okay. Is it lagging or is it not visible at all? No questions, ठीक है. Priyanka, is storytelling about our listening skills? Yeah, Priyanka. In reference to your the question, they will give you a story. There is a storyline that which they are telling you. You have to just listen, memorize a few points, or you can jot down the points and the characters from the story, and you have to just retell the story. देखो, ऐसे तो नहीं होगा कि यू कैन टेल यू फुल स्टोरी इधर से उधर तक, मतलब पॉइंट टू पॉइंट तो नहीं बताई जाएगी. बट हाँ, जितना इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर्स है स्टोरी के, कैरेक्टर्स के नाम, देयर आउटलाइन, व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, व्हाट इज स्टोरी अबाउट, इतना तो बता सकते हो. सो ट्राई टेलिंग दोज. Not at all, thank you ma'am. Okay, so shall we move forward? Yeah. So here comes the two parts of interview. We are starting actual interview में क्या होता है, ठीक है? So there are, after aptitude and after your GD and communication rounds, there is a technical interview. Okay, technical and HR interview. These are the two parts which we are dealing with. Okay, so technical interview में क्या होता है? You are basically given questions. they're basically trying to test your knowledge about your programming skills, your basic C, CPP, Java, OOPS, DBMS, JavaScript, then HTML, CSS. ये सारे जो फैक्टर्स है, ऑल द पिलर्स फ्रॉम कंप्यूटर सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग डोमेन, दे आर ऑल टेस्टिंग इट. ओके, सो आप भी फाइनल ईयर में हो, मतलब आपको ये सारे सब्जेक्ट सिखाए गए हैं. So how much you're comfortable with all the topics, how much you're comfortable with all the programming language, they're testing it here. यहाँ पे हैंड्स ऑन कोडिंग हो सकता है. द इंटरव्यूअर कैन एक्चुअली आस्क यू टू राइट अ सूडो कोड और राइट एन अल्गोरिदम. ओके, सो ये सब होता है टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू में. ठीक है. यहाँ पे आई सजेस्ट यू सोर्सेस आर लाइक geeks for concept clarity. दिस वेबसाइट इज एक्चुअली गुड. वो आपको कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियरिटी देते हैं, मतलब लूप्स क्या है, then what are the control statements, what are the pointers, what is memory allocation, malloc, calloc. ये सारे जो छोटे छोटे टॉपिक्स है, जो सब टॉपिक्स है, ये सारे बहुत अच्छे से कवर करके जाना, बिकॉज दीज आर द टॉपिक्स विच दे विल आस्क फ्रीक्वेंटली थ्रू आउट द इंटरव्यू. And also do company based research. Okay, for example, you are preparing for accenture right now. Okay, so accenture के लिए लोगों ने ऑलरेडी यूट्यूब पे वीडियोस डाल के रखे हैं कि हाउ वर देयर इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंसेस, उनको क्या क्वेश्चंस पूछे. और वेबसाइट पे जाओ, वेबसाइट्स पे भी डाला हुआ है कि उनको क्या पूछा टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू में. तो अगर उनको सिर्फ मेमोरी एलोकेशन के बारे में पूछा, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के पार्ट्स के बारे में पूछा, या फिर पेजिंग के बारे में पूछा, ऐसे कॉन्सेप्ट्स रहते हैं, दे जस्ट फोकस ऑन दोस concepts. So you go and check their reviews, their all the experiences, try to jot down all the questions and write 1 to 2 lines ka explanation, not more than that. They are not asking you to write an essay about the topics, they are just asking you about your concept clarity. So be conceptually clear for technical interviews. So yeah. Third thing, next part is HR interview, right? So HR interview is basically your personality test. कि मतलब, see, their organization is like a family. फैमिली में नया मेंबर आ रहा है तो मेंबर की जांच पड़ताल तो होगी, राइट? अगर मतलब देखो, मतलब इट्स लाइक दैट, यू कैन कंसिडर एचआर इंटरव्यू एज लाइक दैट. तो इट्स लाइक योर जांच पड़ताल वाली प्रोसेस वेयर योर पर्सनालिटी इज टेस्टेड, whether you're suited for that company, what are your ethics, what are your norms, what are your beliefs, what is your family background. ये सब देखा जाता है just to include you before include you in their team. उससे पहले जो बैकग्राउंड चेक होता है, जो एक 1 to 1 कॉन्वर्जेशन होता है, वो ऐसा रहता है एचआर इंटरव्यू का. इट्स नथिंग बिग, इट्स नथिंग वेरी मच टू प्रिपेयर फॉर, बट हाँ, थोड़ा प्रिपेयर रहना चाहिए. डू कंपनी ओरिएंटेड क्वेश्चंस. अगेन, हर एक कंपनी के हर एक खुद के क्वेश्चनरीज होते हैं, मतलब बहुत लोग डालते हैं देयर एक्सपीरियंसेस एंड ऑल. Try to solve those questions, try to jot down those questions, and yeah, do company oriented preparation, it will help you a lot. Again, for resources, if you want to prep for questions, मतलब अगर आप विप्रो के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो या फिर एक्सेंचर के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, देयर इज अ सेक्शन जहां जाके आप डायरेक्ट कंपनी के इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस देख सकते हो. फ्रॉम गीक्स फॉर गीक्स कंपनी इंटरव्यू की लिंक है, मैंने दी है नीचे वहां पे. सेकेंड, फॉर आपको क्वेश्चंस प्रिपेयर करने हैं तो इंडिया बिक्स में भी बहुत सारे इंटरव्यू एचआर क्वेश्चंस है विद आंसर विद देयर एक्सपीरियंसेस. एंड रही बात बैकग्राउंड चेक करने की कंपनी की, सो गो ऑन देयर ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट्स and check for their mottos, their revenues, what they believe, what is the female ratio of their company. For females, it's a very good point. You can just bring up the female ratios. Ki, sir, I see ki your company is very good with female employees. The ratio is well maintained. I see myself working here. So these are the small tricks and tips which can help you throughout the interview and can make a big difference from rest of the candidates. Okay, yeah. So coming to the next part is body language. Yeah, I as I told you, no, wait, we'll discuss this later. I'll just share you one insight I forgot to tell you. Yeah, so this is the quick study I did according to me for the companies. Okay, तो ये भी आपको बताना बहुत जरूरी है. I feel so I have listed multiple companies here and उनके evaluation type क्या है, मतलब वो किस type से evaluation करते हैं. Okay, and what is the duration for the exam, what browsers they use, what do they have GD round or not, do they have communication round or not. So this is the whole summary that I have provided you with here. So for example, first is Wipro. For Wipro, what they do is they have aptitude test first. So an aptitude test, they check your logical ability, quantitative ability, English verbal ability. Then their whole duration is for ability test is for 48 minutes. And online, जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि you have two coding questions. So for online programming test, you have 60 minutes and you have given two questions. You have to do code for two questions. अभी मैंने browser यहाँ mention क्यों किया है? So just because मल्टीपल ब्राउजर्स हैव इंटरनेट पे बहुत सारे ब्राउजर्स के क्वेश्चंस रिपीट होते हैं, ऐसे देखा गया है. सो इफ योर विप्रो इज यूजिंग एमकैट का ब्राउजर, सो एमकैट के ब्राउजर बाकी भी कंपनीज यूज करते होंगे. सो दे हैव मल्टीपल ओवरलैपिंग क्वेश्चंस. ओके, ओवर मतलब उनके क्वेश्चन सेम आने के चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा है. सो यू कैन प्रिपेयर वाइजली हियर. ओके, सेकंड इज इफ द कंपनी हैज जीडी राउंड और नॉट. So yeah, Wipro doesn't have GD or communication round. They just have the basic process, which is aptitude, technical, and then interview. Okay, so this is for Wipro. Second thing is for TCS. TCS again follows a very basic protocol, which is programming, aptitude, and code efficiency. Code efficiency is again two codes, and you're giving 60. You're giving particular time for that. The browser will tell you before the exam is started. So the overall test is for 90 minutes. And yeah, TCS has their own browser, मतलब उनका खुद का सॉफ्टवेयर डाउनलोड करना पड़ता है. They give you prior instructions for that. You have to just download that browser and join the browser on given time. So Accenture actually has a very good and interesting testing ability. So first they have cognitive ability skills. Then second section is which have 50 questions. Okay. Second section is technical assessment. Third section is coding round. Okay. So these are the three sections in aptitude itself. Okay. So in cognitive ability, they give you problem solving, abstract reasoning, etc. For 50 questions. Okay. In technical assessment also they give you yeah, so as I have come across this company only which test your MS Office, Excel, networking fundamentals, cloud security questions in this section, technical assessment. So you have to be prepared. If you're preparing for Accenture, please prepare for these topics also. The time allotted is 40 minutes for that. Second is coding round. So coding round, again, two questions. Any of the language which you are comfortable with, you can choose and do the code, which is for 45 minutes. Again, for Mindtree, same. IBM, same. Just the time difference is there. For Capgemini, they have a bit different process, which has they have pseudo codes in MCQ. Okay, they have English communication. They have game-based aptitude test. Okay, so what does game-based means? They are giving you puzzle. You have to solve a puzzle, or you have to play a quick game, and according to that game you have to answer the question. So this is game based aptitude. And behavior competency, मतलब आप उस situation में कैसे behave करोगे, या फिर what is your understanding of a long paragraph. You are checking your paragraph का understanding. ऐसा भी एक question आता है. They are giving you a big paragraph. There you have to go, you have to read, and what is the summary of the paragraph. You have to tell options में तीन चार दिए होंगे. So what according to you suits much better to the paragraph, वो बताना होता है. So they have a browser called as CodeClause. उस पे उनका होता है. So browser मैं क्यों बता रही हूँ, because you can do browser oriented search, मतलब आपको questions prediction ज्यादा अच्छा होगा. Okay. And yes, they have group discussion, but they don't have sorry, they don't have group discussions actually. This is a mistake. They have oh sorry, they have group discussions. I'm very sorry about it. But Accenture has communication test. एक point रह गया. Accenture के लिए communication test आपको होता है, right? So moving forward, Infosys have again same like Capgemini, mathematical ability, analytical reasoning, verbal ability, pseudocode solving, etc. इनका platform SHL है. So you prepare according to that. For Cisco, आपको बहुत सारा नेटवर्किंग एंड नेटवर्किंग सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोग्रामिंग का ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा बिकॉज या इट इज नेटवर्क ओरिएंटेड कंपनी. Again, the rounds for Cisco is very good because I feel round one have preliminary quiz which test your basic what we say networking ability. The second round is for giving you a second round test your problem solving ability. So you're provided with a piece of code, sorry, piece of problem, and you have to provide a video answer for that. So how will you with help of programming, how will you solve that problem? So there is a video submission round for Cisco. And third is online assessment, again 25 MCQ questions and one coding question. For first round you have 60 minutes. For video you have to make a 90 minutes 90 seconds ka video. And for third round you have 60 minutes for solving the third assessment. Okay. For Nvidia, I guess this company is coming right now. For Nvidia, the selection process is going on. For Nvidia, again they have general aptitude, लॉजिकल टेस्ट रहते हैं, टेक्निकल टेस्ट रहते हैं. मेन फोकस ऑफ एनवीडिया इज ऑन सीपीपी, OS concepts and DS concepts, okay, data structure concepts. So be clear with those concepts, it will help you a lot. And again they have 60 minutes duration. All these companies do not have a GD and communication round. Again for Oracle, their process is quite good. They have aptitude round for first, they have conceptual communication round where your communication understanding is checked. मतलब आपका पैराग्राफ में से आपको क्या समझा या फिर व्हाट इज योर ओपिनियन अबाउट इट, दीज टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर देयर. एंड जनरल कोडिंग क्वेश्चन मतलब आपका सूडो कोड्स वगैरह सॉल्विंग, दीज पार्ट्स आर टेकन प्लेस in these parts are checked in this genre of exam for Oracle, which is for 120 minutes. For Reliance Geo, they have basic logical, numerical, and programming skills. They have group discussions. I tell you. For persistent, they have two types of questions. One is objective and subjective. Here it's same, मतलब different कुछ नहीं है. कंप्यूटर साइंस के क्वेश्चंस हैं, इंग्लिश कॉम्प्रिहेंशन के क्वेश्चंस हैं, लॉजिकल एबिलिटी है. ओके. एंड फॉर सब्जेक्टिव राउंड विच इज ऑटोमेटा कोडिंग, विच इज अगेन द कोडिंग राउंड, प्लेन कोडिंग राउंड. सी अगेन persistent uses mcat का ब्राउजर, so you can check that browser. They don't have group discussion, they don't have communication round. And cognizant and Adobe same, you can read it. For just cognizant they have metal browser. Okay, so check according to browser, it will actually help you a lot. Okay. Ahead I'll coming back to the PPT. I'll just tell you one thing. Try to do as many internships as possible, because the thing is वो ज्यादा इंटरव्यू फिर उधर टर्न हो जाता है internships and certifications पे. And there are multiple companies like Persistence and Cognizant which starting may give you internships. Okay. And on the basis of your internships, मतलब 2-3 महीने का internship type का period होता है where you have to do all the modules, you have to complete that task. And after that they judge your analysis, they judge you according to your skills and quality of work you have done, and they directly select you for the job. Okay. So try to be in search with these internships and companies which provide you with these internships. It will actually help you a lot. So yeah, any questions, any questions till here? Okay, let's continue then. Next is we were talking about interview, but yeah, that part was left, so I jumped back towards the companies, apti, and all the rounds. आपको वो miss हो जाता नहीं तो. But yeah, coming back to the interview, we talked about interview do's and don'ts. इंटरव्यू डूज एंड डोंट्स, सेकंड इज टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू कैसे होता है, एचआर इंटरव्यू कैसे होता है, एंड थर्ड इज body language. So in interview, according to me, body language plays an important role, very very important role. The way you talk, the way you speak, the way you see towards the interviewer, it plays an important role. For example, making an eye contact shows how confident you are. Sitting straight with shoulders like aligned to your face shows the confidence about your body language and the answer giving pattern. Then don't fidget. If you're playing with something, if you're playing with paper, you're playing with pen, it shows you're nervous. So आपको लगता है कि nervousness ढक रही है उससे, but no, it shows how nervous you are. So you don't have to show your weak mindset there. You have to show all your positive aspects. So don't fidget. एंड मेनी पीपल डू दिस इज दे रॉक देयर लेग, मतलब आपको पैर हिलाने की आदत होती है, या फिर दे पुट दे गो दे सिट ऑन द चेयर एंड दे कीप देयर लेग्स क्रॉस, व्हिच इज वेरी बैड. You have to keep your legs not cross method. Join your legs and keep your hands on your thighs. It will give you a very good posture, and secondly, it will also be a very formal way to address the interviewer, according to me, of course. Second, if you're giving an online interview, again, as we discussed, try to look in the camera and speak. मतलब इंटरव्यू को लगेगा कि हाँ भाई ये मुझसे ही बात कर रहा है. सेकेंड इज, आपको अगर कैमरा में देख के बात नहीं हो रही है, ट्राई टू फोकस ऑन द लाइट beside the camera. It is a good trick. I myself use that sometimes. Second thing, be formally dressed, but don't be very uncomfortable what you are wearing. Try to be comfortable in what you are wearing. It also plays an important role. And yeah, dress formally. So these are the basic body language factors that you should check before you're going to an interview or before you're facing an interview. uh, Third is, I'll give you with some tricks and tricks for interview. I guess many of the things we have already covered, but let's go and check again. See, I told you, prepare for company oriented questions. कंपनी के many people, मतलब बहुत सारी वेबसाइट्स हैं वो जो कंपनी के रिव्यूज पे जाते, मतलब रिव्यूज डालते हैं कि व्हाट हाउ वाज माय experience of Wipro, how was my experience of Accenture, what questions they ask, how I answered those questions, what issues they faced. Even though they faced issues, they got selected. So these are some criteria you can look up to. Then practice answers which you are so dekho, if you're going for an HR interview, they will ask you for your decision making questions, or what you learned, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, essay questions. So try to prepare those beforehand and try to write those answers and prepare those answers looking in the mirror. Okay, अगर अगर आईने में देख के वो बात कर रहे हो, वो आंसर बोल रहे हो, so you will see कि how you look while giving the answer. So you will feel more confident about yourself. Okay, try to learn answers. It will actually enhance your confidence. Okay, जो भी आंसर दे रहे हो उसको ट्राई टू लर्न इट बिफोर हैंड, और ट्राई टू मेमोराइज द पॉइंट्स कि आपको क्या क्या कवर करना है. इट विल क्रिएट अ वेरी स्ट्रक्चर्ड आंसर, एंड आपको आपकी पर्सनालिटी भी उभर के आएगी उससे एक्चुअली. And try to give mock interviews. So many students do is कि they in friends में से ही आपको they try to arrange a mock interviews. It gives you a feel of the interview experience, so it's a good practice. So know everything about your project and resume. So देखो, आप अगर इंटरव्यू के लिए जा रहे हो, so the only thing they know about you is your resume. Okay, so the first thing they'll ask you is from your resume. The first thing they can ask you is about project. Okay, so ये तो predictable questions है. So be prepared for your question. Try to know more about your past project. For diploma students actually, उन्होंने final year diploma में भी एक project किया होता है, right? सो उनका फाइनल ईयर डिप्लोमा का क्या प्रोजेक्ट है, उन्होंने वो प्रोजेक्ट क्यों चुना, व्हाट आर द डिफिकल्टीज दे फेस्ड. यू हैव टू नो और यू हैव टू बी प्रिपेयर्ड अबाउट दिस क्वेश्चंस पर मतलब पहले से ही, okay. And for the normal candidates who are doing first year, second year, third year, and then fourth year, for those students, I say कि तुम know, you have done small mini projects like here and there, or you're working on your personal interest project, or for example you're currently working on your BE final year project. So try to jot down those experiences and write, tell their real experiences. See, when you're giving a fake answer and when you're giving a real answer, it is seen, it's seen like this, because it creates an impact in an interviewer, क्योंकि हाँ ये problem actually आ सकता है. He also knows that. So try to be real in your answers. Yeah. Try to have prior knowledge of your company which you're facing, वो तो मैंने बता दिया. Second is ask questions. हाँ. So many people go wrong is इंटरव्यू के बाद, ओके, इंटरव्यूअर आस्क यू वन क्वेश्चन विच इज, ये सब जगह होता है, सो यू बी प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन कि डू यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस फॉर द कंपनी. ये जब पूछे तो प्लीज डोंट से नो, बिकॉज इट क्रिएट्स अ वेरी सी कि हाँ भाई बंदा इंटरेस्टेड ही नहीं है, ऐसे लगता है. सो वेन एवर दे आस्क यू कि डू यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन फॉर अस, से येस वी हैव. यू कैन आस्क क्वेश्चंस लाइक व्हाट इज योर what type of products does the company support, what is your growth, मतलब आप इंटरव्यूअर को पूछ सकते हो कि what is your growth in the company, what is scope of freshers in the company, so how is the environment of the company. These are few questions here and there you can ask to, मतलब ऐसे नहीं छोड़ना है. You cannot say no sir, I don't have any questions. No, you don't say this. You say these all the questions I told you now. You can ask these type of questions to just brew the conversation, which will tell the interviewer ki ha, he or she is actually willing to come and join us in our company. So yeah, it creates an impact. Keep your LinkedIn account active throughout your process of preparation, because see, if many times this happens off campus कर रहे हो, in campus कर रहे हो, companies go to your LinkedIn profile and they approach you through that. So जो भी कर रहे हो, it's like गिविंग अपडेट, मतलब इंस्टा जितना चला रहे हो उतना लिंक्डइन भी चला लो, क्योंकि इट्स वेरी वेरी यूजफुल थ्रू आउट द प्रोसेस. थर्ड लास्ट थिंग इज डू एज मेनी प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड इंटर्नशिप्स पॉसिबल, बिकॉज सी आपके पास कुछ दिखाने के लिए नहीं होगा कि हाउ मच आई एम वर्थ इट, कंपनी विल नॉट टेक यू. सो जितना चांस मिल सके, फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोड क्लॉज ऑल्सो प्रोवाइड्स मल्टीपल इंटर्नशिप्स, ओके. सो दीज गाइज आर डूइंग वेरी गुड जॉब प्रोवाइडिंग गुड इंटर्नशिप्स to all the people, and it's actually a the initiative is quite good, because see they are trying to help you by providing certificate. ये भी course कर रहे हो, they are giving you certificate. Try to do these type of internships and courses which will help you in long run. And yeah, I got to know from the organizers that CodeClause does many of sessions like this, so stay in touch with these guys. They are actually good in internships and projects. So moving further, what is the interviewer actually checking in you, right? इतना interview ले रहे हैं भाई, मतलब वो क्या चाहते क्या है आपसे. So they are checking, are you a good fit for the company, your passion, your dedication, your honesty, your team leaderships, leadership and team management skills are the most which is checked in the interview process, okay. And how positively you think about yourself is the main topic. मतलब आप आपको अपने आप को positively reflect नहीं कर रहे हो, तो the person also won't take you positive and serious actually. So yeah, these are the tips and tricks I think from my side I would like to share for you guys. आगे, so here I have tried to create a template for ease of you guys, which is most frequently asked questions in HR interview. Okay, मतलब introduce yourself तो सब पूछते हैं, but how to tackle this question is I have tried to give you a template for these answers. Like for example, for introduce yourself. So first of all, greet the interviewer ki thank you for giving me opportunity. Myself Ashlesha. So I have done my BE from Srimati Kashibai Navle College of Engineering. I am an BE final year student. I have done internships in Geo. I have also contributed through my BE project in various dash skill fields. So I'm good with Java, CPP, Python, .NET, Oracle. So you have to mention the skills also. and then I'm an enthusiast reader, or you can say I like to swim. So these are the quick summary about yourself. So this, you can use this as your template. um, then strength and weaknesses. So this is the most frequent question I can ever see in the all the interviews. So yahan pe the trick is, they are not asking about your actual weakness, right? You can't tell me, you can't say कि अरे मैं बहुत भोला हूँ और मैं किसी की भी बात में आ जाता हूँ. So it's a negative thing about you. So try to answer this question very smartly. See, here you can say is, what can be your weaknesses. Try to tell your weaknesses in a positive manner. Okay, weakness है तो weakness बतानी नहीं है. Weakness है तो weakness positively you have to approach that weakness. So in strength, of course, you know multiple strengths. You're a good communicator, you're flexible, you're versatile, you can handle projects, you can handle big projects, you can handle big team. So these are the your people's person. ये सारे आते हैं strength के अंदर. Okay, again, if you talk about weaknesses में ऐसे directly नहीं बता देना है कि I am very shy, I find hard time making friends. ऐसे मतलब you can't reveal your true weakness which is actually a weakness, but you can play this smart. Okay, matlab you can tell you, no doubt, but if you're telling a positive weakness about yourself, it actually tells a smart thing about you, right? So what you can say is, I have hard time saying no to people. matlab I overhelp people, I overcommit to work, or I think कि I ओवर कमिट टू वर्क. मतलब मैं 2-3 प्रोजेक्ट को एक साथ हाँ बोल देता हूँ, देन आई कांट गिव माई 100% टू एवरी प्रोजेक्ट. सो दीज आर योर पॉजिटिव वीकनेसेस. ओके, सो और एग्जाम्पल, यू आई नीड परफेक्शन इन ऑल माई टास्क. सो इन दिस perfection wala thing, I often tend to exhaust myself. So this is the kind of answer you can give throughout your what you say interview process. Again, further, what is your short term and long term goal? This is also a question which many people ask. So for example, you can say is long term, I see myself leading a team in next 5 years in your company. It shows your confidence, it shows your passion towards that company. And short term goal can be, I'm a BE student, hence I'm focusing on my BE project, and also my last few days remaining as a college student, I'm trying to enjoy those. So ये बता सकते हो कि your life positive friendly, life friendly, your positive person, ये भी दिख जाता है. And the next and the most kicking question in an interview is, why should we hire you? मैं आपको क्यों लूं? So this is the question many bounce, ऐसे बहुत bouncer आ जाता है. मतलब आपको अभी देख के लगता होगा कि it's very easy, why is she telling, but no, at that time when you're panicked, when you don't know what to say, जब ऐसे simple question आते हैं, you have to be prepared for those. See, so these it's like, why should we hire you? So you can just say, uh, I feel my skills are very appropriate for this requirement, right? I feel I can be a great asset to your company. Yeah, and I am very adaptive, and my skills, I am very adaptive by nature. So hence, I can manage very easily through in your company. So this is a few things you can say in an interview. Okay. uh, कोई क्वेश्चन है आपके पास इधर तक? Any questions? Take few questions now, because also if we are coming to the end of the seminar right now, I'll also like to thank CodeClause for giving me this opportunity to interact with you guys. I CodeClause actually is an internship program for students where you can earn certificates, LOR, swags. You can add, it's a certified company, right? So you can add to your LinkedIn post. So many a times this happens. It's a very good. I will tell you a short story here. My friend, he was approached by multiple companies via his LinkedIn profile off campus. Okay, so it's a very important thing to keep your LinkedIn profile active, because many companies are looking for a good creators or good programmers via LinkedIn. So yeah, try to keep your LinkedIn very active. Also, CodeClause is a non-revenue program. So let's talk about CodeClause. I actually like to talk about CodeClause because it's a very good initiative. It provides you both services and products, like, and also CodeClause is trying to launch new products. Okay, so if as a student, if you want to if you want to what if you want to join them, you can just contact them. You can take all the benefits and all the internships they are bringing to you. It's a very good thing, and you can also add those to your resumes. It will actually create a good uh, impact throughout your preparation journey. So ahead, so okay, we talked about the preparation throughout. So we are assuming that you guys are all selected, you're well placed, everything is good. But what after that? So आपको इसके बाद क्या होता है, मतलब after process of selection, what happens is the college tells you the good news that guys, you are selected from by this college, by this company and all. Then the company themselves send you a letter of intent, so LOI. You have to accept that company LOI in a week. Okay, you have to go on there. They will give you all the details in the mail itself. You have to accept LOI, which tells that which tells them that you are willing to take this job and your place in the company is fixed. Okay, if you accept the LOI, letter of intent. Then there is a document verification process, etc. Okay, after LOI there is a step of offer letter. So offer letter comes after your degree. So during this time where your LOI is there and your offer letter is not there, which is the period of when your fourth year is going on. Okay, so this is the period where company, your role in the company is fixed, but you're not going to company as such. Okay, in that time what you have to do is you have to be patient. First of all, you have to focus on your fourth year of engineering. You don't have to keep any active backlogs. You have to focus on your fourth year project which is going on. So you have just placed your you have just fixed your company, placed, you have just fixed your place in that company, and now you're just waiting and enjoying last few months of your college life remaining in hand with your studies and projects with no active backlogs, please. And side by side, as you know, ऑफर लेटर जब मतलब आपका ये प्रोसेस तो हो गया, राइट, इन कैंपस आप सिलेक्ट हो चुके हैं, बट तब तक करना क्या है, तो यू कैन ट्राई, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ इन कैंपस यू हैव सिलेक्टेड फॉर 7.5 का पैकेज. ओके, so now you can go off campus and try to apply for the companies with higher packages than 7.5. With offline campus, the benefit is that in your resume you can show that ki I'm already been placed in a company, but I'm still searching for better job, which gives me a better salary. It is a valid point. Big package is a valid point. There is no harm to mention that, first of all. And second of all, I'll give you a quick summary of off-campus placement, which is you have to go to the company's website. There say bold अक्षरों में लिखा होगा we are hiring. You have to click there. Okay, so after that, if you click there, there'll be a detailed form. You have to fill the form. You have to fill all the information, which role you are applying for, and you have to upload your resume. So resume plays again a very big role here. You have to upload a quality resume with good picture, with good digital formal picture, I say. इसके बाद अगर कंपनी को आपका रोल सूटेबल लगा कि या this person is meeting all our criterias or our standards, then the company will direct approach you via mail. They will mail you directly कि your interview is scheduled, or you come and give the interview. So you are normal technical plus HR interview will be conducted, and then there also you can negotiate about your package ki I'm already selected in this company, are you willing to give me a good package? So if they 100% say yes, only because they know you're worth it and they know you already have a job, so you have a good chance of negotiation there also. So it acts as a plus point if you have an in campus placement. And ahead, so this is a quick brief summary about off campus placement. बट अगर आप इसके बाद आपकी डिग्री हो गई, फाइनल प्रोजेक्ट हो गया, देन यू आर सपोज टू ज्वाइन द कंपनी. जो भी कंपनी आपको दी गई है, मतलब जो भी कंपनी आपको असाइन हुई है, वो देयर यू विल गेट अ ऑफर लेटर. सो व्हाट योर ऑफर लेटर कंसिस्ट ऑफ इज, it consists of your designation, what post you are designated in that company, what salary evaluation do you have, मतलब CTC कितना आएगा, in hand amount, what is your in hand amount, etc. and what is your work of location. So many companies give pan India jobs, many companies give you suppose we are living in Pune, so Pune itself job. Many companies relocate you to multiple different branches. So जो आपका actual location है वो आपको बता दिया जाएगा in offer letter. So I hope the after selection process is clear to you all. And yeah, so this is the most interesting part, I think, ki most faced doubts by fresher. Okay, so these are the list of questions that my friends when they were getting placed they faced. So one friend of mine had faced this doubt, which was in his place in Accenture right now. So yeah, in his Accenture interview, he got disconnected from middle of the interview, going middle of the interview for like 2 to 3 times. Okay, so he had a very he was like I'm having a very bad chance of getting selected. This is this is very informal of me that I got disconnected, this and that. So his experience of getting disconnected was actually bad. But at the end of the story we know that he got placed with a good package there. So no, it doesn't mind. The interviewer also know that we are giving interviews on online platforms, so there are few possibilities that you may get disconnected, or you may get internet issue. It's acceptable, it's not a big deal. Don't get panic about it. Try to join in again, apologize for that, for the interruption, and be confident and start your interview again. Okay, so which company to choose if you have been shortlisted to two companies at the same time? So okay, so this is the interesting dynamics which we'll address right now. Is many a times this happens कि multiple companies selection process get overlapped. For example, अभी विप्रो चल रही है, एनवीडिया चल रही है, राइट? सो आपका एप्टी एनवीडिया का भी अच्छा गया, विप्रो का भी अच्छा गया. सो यू आर शॉर्टलिस्टेड फॉर बोथ ऑफ देम now, and both of the interviews are at the same time, or at the same slot, or at the same pace. Okay, or one day here and there. Okay, so try to give both of the companies interview well. Try to see what you can do is give both of the interviews good. First of all, try to find what your interest is. मतलब आप प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी में अच्छे काम कर रहे हो या सर्विस बेस्ड अच्छे काम कर रहे हो. सो ट्राई टू फिगर आउट योर इंटरेस्ट, then try to figure out what package they are giving. Okay, so at end of the day we are all having we are all doing this everything for package only. So yeah, check the packages, go for higher package. But at the same time, if you can see your growth at the different company, and even the package is less, go for that. Because see, growth is important, at the same time the packages. But if you can't grow in different company with the high package, it's not important for you. Your personality would grow only there. So choose wisely. ये होता है, बहुत बार होता है कि you get two offer letters, or you have two jobs in hand and you don't know which to choose. So go have a good background check of the company. Try to find the environment of the company. Have a good रिव्यूज. जो लोग ऑलरेडी वहां काम कर रहे हैं, गो एंड टॉक टू देम. हैव अ गुड कम्युनिकेशन विद योर सीनियर्स which who are already placed there. Yeah, also, why am I not getting shortlisted for giving aptitude exam? So as I told you, after resume, first step of the game is to be selected for एप्टीट्यूड एग्जाम. अगर आप एप्टीट्यूड में सिलेक्ट ही नहीं हो रहे हो तो आप प्रोसेस में ले ही नहीं सकते, मतलब हिस्सा ही नहीं बन सकते हो. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम दिस हैपेंस इज कि आप है ना जॉब बेस, मतलब रिक्वायरमेंट बेस रेज्यूमे नहीं कर रहे हो. सो वन ट्रिक आई टेल यू. I did it. I know many people did it, are doing it, or may have did it. It actually works, but try to find out what the company is looking for. Okay, नॉट वेरी एक्सट्रीम. मतलब आपने अगर डॉट नेट में कभी काम ही नहीं किया है और कंपनी वांट्स डॉट नेट एंड यू आर पुटिंग डॉट नेट इन द रेज्यूमे, इट्स वेरी बैड बिकॉज यू डोंट नो एनीथिंग अबाउट इट. बट अब अगर आपने थोड़ा सा पाइथन में काम किया है एंड यू आर नॉट वेरी श्योर अबाउट द पाइथन कॉन्सेप्ट्स, बट आपने ऐड नहीं किया एंड द कंपनी वांट्स ओनली पाइथन. ओके, सो यू कैन, व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन ऐड पाइथन, यू कैन रिसर्च अबाउट इट. But the difference here is you know something about Python forehand, right? You know, you have some experience with it, so try to adjust your resume according to that. It actually plays an important and a big role. ऐसे आप अगर आपके शॉर्टलिस्ट होने के चांसेस बढ़ा सकते हो, आई फील, बिकॉज सी मतलब जो आप what criterias they want you, if you're fulfilling those criterias, of course the company will select you, right? And this is the main factor. Maybe check on the criterias and then apply. Then there will be higher stakes of you getting shortlisted for aptitude exam maybe. So even though my interview was good, why didn't they why didn't I make it to the final list? So ऐसे होता है. Many a times you guys will also face this, and I know many people personally who faced this situation, that they cracked aptitude, they cracked GD, they gave communications very well, they cracked their technical interview very well, they had HR interview very good, but even after such a long process and such a long journey, they are not making to the final list. So what is the reason of this? See, the reason can be anything. The other person is better, you lacked some few points, but here the depression is real, I can understand, but here you have to get up and you have to make reboot yourself, you can say that, and you have to try again for the same thing. But why are you not making to the final list is the main question. So there are few hooks and nooks, like एप्टी में अब अगर आप एकदम एक दो आंसर से कम रह गए, या फिर एप्टी में आपका एक्यूरेसी इतना नहीं था, या फिर कोडिंग, देयर इज अ वेरी बिग पॉइंट इन कोडिंग इज टाइम एफिशिएंसी. ओके, सो कोडिंग का 60 मिनट्स आपको दिए हैं, अब अगर आप पूरे 60 मिनट्स ले रहे हो, इट मीन्स कि आपको 60 मिनट्स लगते हैं, तो इट वोंट एक्ट यू एज अ बेनिफिट इन योर, मतलब यू आर एन एवरेज स्टूडेंट, ऐसे समझ में आता है. बट इफ यू ट्राई टू सॉल्व दैट कोडिंग क्वेश्चन इन, अगर आपको 60 मिनट्स दिए है, यू ट्राई टू सॉल्व दैट इन 40 मिनट्स एंड एक्चुअली प्लेस अ गुड इम्पैक्ट, and it actually is counted as a plus point in your resume. Okay, so these are the small points. Or for example, the communication round. In communication round, as I said, the assessment is captured for HR round. See, so those points, those little points are the trail which makes a complete cut to the final list. You have to be perfect throughout the process. You can't be like, हाँ तुक्के से हो गया, अभी कोड रन हो गया, तभी नहीं हुआ था. No, you have to be very sure about each and every process. That's when you make it to the final list, right? Is speaking English necessary? Yeah, according to me, even in my geo experience, I can tell you, there was one person who switched his language. I'm answering the last question also. Can I switch my language in middle of the interview? So in my GD round, it's my personal experience. In my geo GD round, there was a person who switched. He was very confused about the topic, and he was giving a good answer, but he didn't, I guess he didn't himself found it very confident. Then he switched the language to English to Marathi. Okay, the interviewer made him out of the selection process. So this is what the effect is when you switch your language in between of the interview. See, the standard communication medium is English. You have to try and speak in English. There are multiple factors. I will give you some tips about English speaking also, but there are multiple factors. See, English is like an official formal language. If you're giving a formal corporate interview, you have to speak English, even though you don't have good grammatically correct English, but the interviewer can see you are actually trying and giving a good English speaking. So it counts, even though you don't feel you're a good English speaker. Try to speak in English for 15 days before your interview or 5 days before your interview. Try your see, these are the tips again. See, watch English series. It creates a great impact. Watch English documentaries, watch English, hear English news, or hear to English music. It helps a lot. It helps, like, it makes a gigantic difference, because see, the words you're pronouncing is actually the words you're singing in a song, right? So it actually makes a big impact. It's a big tip. Try to read more English newspaper. It increases your vocabulary. Try to speak in English. Give your self introduction while looking into the mirror, and it will also help to enhance your English. Make your friends speak English with you compulsory. It creates a big impact, because if you're normally speaking in English for a whole day, it creates a great impact in your thinking also. See, in English nowadays, what people do is they think in Marathi, they translate whole thing into English and then speak. So it creates a great time difference. Whereas if you try and practice to talk in English first only, so with time it happens is you try to think in English itself, and then you process it, and then the words actually come out of your mouth. So try to have a good conversation in English. ठीक आहे, मतलब तोडकं मोडकं छोटं तुटकं फटकं कसलं पण इंग्लिश बोला, but try to speak in English from the first sense. It is hard for some people, I can understand. There are multiple tricks on YouTube also. You can follow those also, or you can follow my tips also, which I gave you right now. It also creates a great impact. Ahead, I like to conclude the session. I hope it was informative and a good session. I hope all the time you gave within the session was goodly invested. And yeah, I'm open for questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, anyone, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, this we answered. Okay, so Siddharth have a question that why Java or CPP language is preferred. So, Siddharth, according to me, as I have seen, many of the companies and the softwares are still working on Java and CPP, or the people have the old computer language mentality in the companies yet. So, they prefer mostly CPP and Java, but it's not compulsion that you cannot use different upcoming like Python and all these languages. You can use, but yeah, those people are still working with the old languages, so they are more comfortable with those language, according to me. If you are interviewer, what questions you should ask? I didn't actually get your question, Rizwan. Please, can you reframe the question? Okay, so I would like to tell CodeClause that there is a suggestion. Please arrange me a code solution PDF placement material for hackathon assessment questions. Sure, they will be happy to. Okay, so do we have any more questions? Feel free to ask me any questions. We'll wait for a few questions. Is there any feedback you would like to add some points? We have an open platform. You can add any points. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions. I'll put my mail ID in the chat box. Feel free to ask me any questions or any queries if you have related to the session. So this is my mail ID. You can just mail me all your questions, and I'll try to answer all the questions. Uh, do you guys have any questions? Okay, I would like to take this opportunity, as you guys are posting questions. I'll take this opportunity and thank CodeClause. As I told you guys, CodeClause is an internship program for students. It has no revenue generated, so they don't get actually anything. They actually work for you guys only. So take benefits of that. You can earn their certificates. You can add their credit points. You can also, now if you more talk about code clauses, they provide both service and product based. So if you're planning to they are also planning to launch some products soon. So they are actually working for students only. So if you want any help in projects, or if you have any doubts in your projects, if you want their assistance in some kind, you can just contact them, and you can get it done in very cheap rates, and actually cheap rates than standard rates. I myself know many people from these, so I know their process. So yeah, contact them and stay in touch with CodeClause. They are actually having a great initiative. Okay, so we'll take some questions. Great session, ma'am. Thank you so much, Aarti. Can you please provide me related questions PDF on browsers used by different companies? Sure, Jatin. I will try to attach that PDF. LinkedIn ID. Sure. PDF of different company. Jatin, can you just mail me from your mail ID? I'll attach the company PDF. Uh, yeah, I'll we'll have a contact through via mail ID. So yeah, you can contact me via my mail ID. Yeah. Any more questions, guys? You can directly contact CodeClause. Via them also we can have brief discussion about any doubts you have. We'll wait for few minutes, otherwise we'll end the session. I hope it was a good session for you guys. Okay, sure. Good session. Okay, please tell me your mail ID. I did. Okay, I'll send again. Yes. Okay, this is my mail ID. You can just mail me. I'll mail you the detailed information about the companies. Okay, chalo. Thank you, guys. I guess we'll end the session here. It was good having a session. Thank you so much.